Well, guys, we are back here with the United Racing Network. Tonight, we are brought to you, or we are broadcasted from Road Atlanta here in the northern part of the Atlanta area. Rob, how was your flight in?
The flight was it was a little bumpy. There was a storm coming through. We had a little bit of turbulence, but I landed great, and I'm looking forward to this race. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, is it race day? I think it's race
I think it is race day.
day. So, uh, I'm going to go ahead and preface this broadcast with this is our first road race broadcast that we've done with United Racing Network, and anybody that's watching, I apologize if we get some terminology wrong. But we're just here to enjoy a good race and watch some good battles on the track.
Oh, absolutely. And I've spoke with some of the drivers this week, and they've been here for about a week, and they've been putting in some laps on this track and laying down some rubber just to get ready for this race tonight. And just judging by some of the lap times we've seen in a little bit of the practice, I mean, they're fairly consistent. So I expect a lot of nice battles tonight. So.
Yeah, I expect some great battles. Some of the top guys out there right now is JP Alfonso, Mason Neal, and Mike Ware. And if you take a look at their best lap times, they are pretty close. They're less than a second apart from one another, and just the top three. And we're expected to have 20 cars on the circuit tonight. So
Okay, is that confirmed now, or?
hopefully, they're still unloading. So we'll see what happens. They're still coming in. As of right now, we have 10 that have signed up to grid. Hopefully, we're going to have upwards of 20 tonight. We still have a lot of time remaining left in practice. Practice is 65 minutes. We're only 40 laps in, or 40 minutes in. So we still have about 25 minutes for people to come in. So
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm seeing a lot of Ferraris out there. You think they're gonna team up and try and take the checkered here, or?
So I think they may, but if you look right now, there's only one Ferrari in the top five. I'm sorry, I take that back. There's two. There's two Ferraris in the top five right now with lap times. So
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
oh, absolutely, and even just looking at all the other laps, I mean, they're all within 5 seconds of each other, so I I'm just excited for this.
Yeah, I like road racing. It's a different beast. It's not an oval, and it's definitely not a dirt oval. These guys have played by a whole different set of rules, so it's going to be interesting to see. So, Road Atlanta, this track has a lot of history here,
It does.
a lot of history, and it's going to be. I'm hoping to see some fast lap times tonight. So some of the unofficial. This is this was made by Mark Jean back in 2018. He ran a 1 minute, 1 second, 2/100ths of a second. I'm sorry, 2/10ths of a second time here. So 1 minute, 1 seconds, dot two, which is super freaking fast. Hopefully, we can see some times close to that. That being the unofficial time. The official time is an LMP1 made by Christian Clean at 1 minute, 7 seconds. So, are we getting close to those times? No, not really. We're looking at about the fastest time we're seeing right now is 1 minute 18 by Mike Ware. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this.
Oh yeah, for sure, and they're just practicing right now. So nothing's on the line.
Nope.
So maybe we'll see these times come in faster. Um, but I think right now they're just getting warmed up. They're saving their cars, because we got 45 minutes of racing. So
Yep. And that's the difference, Rob, between this and our oval races. We have laps in the oval races. With this, we have a set amount of time, so we are doing 45 minutes plus one lap, meaning that once the 45-minute timer hits, the white flag waves, and the next lap for every driver is their last lap. So, looking at some of the weather here, Atlanta's nice this time of year. It's a cool, crisp 65 degrees. We've got a wind of about 2 miles an hour coming out of the east, and are coming out of the west, headed to the east. And yeah, it's a very nice day today, in my opinion.
it is. It's a little chilly. I mean, you'd expect me being a Canadian and all, I might, be used to the chilly weather, but it's a little crisp. So
Yeah, and this track tends to hold heat. So if it's 65 degrees, all these cars start turning laps. That track temperature is going to increase steadily, which is going to pick up some of that grip.
yeah, I mean, right now, the track temperature is sitting at about 67 degrees. We can probably see that probably getting up to around 74 once all these cars are running around. So
Yep.
it'll be interesting for sure to see, once the track temperature warms up, how these cars handle. So
Yeah, and with this, we are going to be running 2.5 miles, just slightly over 2.5 miles today. The track length is 2.52 miles with a lot of turns, and there is a special turn going into turn one that when these guys roll off the final turn going down the front stretch, I say at the front stretch, just the stretch that has a stripe. They're all going to slow down and bunch up, and we're going to see a lot of cars fan out and try to make moves in the first turn. So that first turn is going to be incredible to watch. When I was watching practice a few days ago, I was seeing cars 2 and 3 wide hitting some of these turns, and it's just going to be a battle. And then there is a hairpin turn, 290s, where it makes a 90 to the left, and then they go about 300 feet and turn 90 back to the right. So that's going to be an area that's I'm going to call that's going to be a lot of road cautions there on that. There shouldn't be any full cautions in this race. There shouldn't be any full course cautions. It should be just sector cautions, and that's an area. If you're looking at the map here, guys, that you should be able to see it. The 290s at the Road Atlanta. That's where I'm going to see. That's where we should see a bunch of cautions, or at least road cautions, if people can't keep their car on the road. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and on turn 12 we also have. It's a downhill diving turn, so you'll see a lot of cars trying to cut that a little bit, just so they can get out onto that straight coming to turn one.
Yep. And at night, guys, it's going to be a little bit harder to see your cars, but all these cars have position numbers on them. So, and I will be doing my best to show the lap, or show the number of the cars, and we'll be showing on the screen the driver details. So when we're looking at a specific driver, you'll see who we're talking about, just to combat the night driving that these cars have to take care of tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you can just tell by, the cameras, they're doing their best. They got as many lights out there as possible, but, it may be a little hard. And I know for the drivers themselves, it's difficult because, I mean, you're coming up to a corner in the dark. Well, your lights aren't going to turn with you. So
something these cars have that NASCAR doesn't, they have brake lights.
Yeah, they do have brake lights, so I mean, drivers are going to be watching for that for sure because, I mean, they don't want to get up into the rear end of somebody else because, I mean, unlike NASCAR, there's no drafting in GT3.
There is slightly. There are some drafts that happen on the longer stretch. You can get in the draft line, and what you'll start seeing is these cars will start swerving, trying to break that draft up to keep that car coming from behind catching up. There's always going to be a draft. It's just if you can break it or not.
And you can see on that Porsche that we're following there that those brake drums are glowing red. You can see how hard they are into the brakes to get these cars around the corners.
Oh yes, and I believe that's going to be JP Alfonso we're following there. He currently holds the fastest lap time of 1:18, 1 minute 18 seconds.
Yeah, that's fast. I mean, he's cut out a tenth of a second from Mike Weir in the Ferrari. So it'll be fun to see, once these drivers actually get on the track and we get moving, how many battles we're going to have, because I speculate we're going to have quite a bit.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to have a few battles on track. And we'll keep the eye on the timing screen. So if we see any battles that are happening, we'll make sure to broadcast those. Because battles in this type of racing is what makes this race a race. Hopefully the first place guy don't step out too much. And I mean, in his case it would be. But for us, for great racing, I hope he stays back and hangs out with the pack a little bit. But he's going to want to get out there and just get as far ahead as he can. Because once you get in that pack here, it's going to be hard to make these passes. And a lot of these guys, I mean, these guys have been racing road for years.
Yeah, they have, and they're really great drivers. It takes a lot of skill to drive these cars. You're not just turning left, so I mean these drivers have to keep their head on a swivel, especially when they're in the pack.
Yep, and they have multiple spotters all the way around the track helping them out, but they're also able to basically use their sixth sense, so to say, and hear where these cars are around them. But it's always good to have that little bird in the sky and in your ear telling you where these guys are on the track, because it's going to be hard to keep these guys from touching one another in these tight corners and in these tight straightaways.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, manufacturers, who do you got?
I don't know. Myself, I'm a Porsche man, so I'm gonna have to stick with the Porsches. I know there's only 3 of them out there right now, but you know, uh, there's 2 in the top 5. So I mean, I think they're gonna be real contenders here tonight.
Yep, I'm going to go with the BMW, who I'm showing right now on screen, James Smith. I'm going to pick him up as a driver to look out for. BMWs have always been a great contender in the GT3 series, and even though there's a lot of people driving those beautiful Ferraris, the BMW has a strong history with GT3.
Yeah, for sure. But just just putting it out there. On the Grand Prix course, I don't see any BMWs holding lap times. So,
And that's true. That's true. But like you said a while ago, maybe he's just holding back. Maybe he's just trying to get a feel for the track, figure out where it's going to be at tonight, and go from there.
absolutely. I mean, these drivers have been practicing all week. Hitting the apexes of the corners, having that smooth transition to the gas to come out of the corners, just make sure they don't, to make sure that they stay on the track and they don't spin it out. So.
Yep. We are looking currently at Aaron Bloom. He is driving the number 42 car. He's currently in 9th right now, and as you can see, as you're watching these cars go by, they have a little number up front that changes in the position that they're in. And so, if we're not specifically talking about somebody you can see who's battling for position by looking at that number. So that's very important for these guys that are watching for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, and what do you think we're gonna hit on speeds here? Because I mean, right now, I'm seeing speeds 150, 160. Do you think we're gonna see any faster than that?
Maybe. So I'm gonna pull up the map here, and there's a few straightaways here, but the longest one is when we come out of turn. I believe that's going to be turn number 10. We kind of hit into a straightaway there, and that once we get these guys in a draft, we have Aaron Bloom has lost control and bounced into the safer barrier tires there. But back to what I was saying. I believe once they get in that draft and they start fighting for position, they're going to start pushing their cars a little more. And our top speeds we're seeing right now is around 160. I think we're going to top out about 165.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption for this track, and it's going to be tough on these drivers for sure. I mean, I don't know about you, but nighttime, I don't like driving in it.
I don't either. And these guys, they've got very bright lights in their cars, and once everybody gets on the track and they start racing together, this track and the area that they're racing is going to light up like a Christmas tree, and we'll be able to see everything hopefully. So, but as you see, Mike Ware is entering that 90-90 turn I was talking about earlier, and as you see, he goes left 90 and the back right 90, and that's going to be where I think a lot of people are going to lose control this afternoon or this evening.
Oh, absolutely. And then there's that turn number 12, coming down that dive, so you'll see a lot of speed coming out of that, but then they also have that turn, so they got to be careful so they don't overdrive that corner and then spin out and possibly collect another racer.
Yeah. Maybe they won't collect racers. Maybe we'll get through this without anybody spinning out and wrecking their cars this evening, because they have a race next week too.
Yeah, that's true, and I'm looking forward to it 100%. let me just double check my plane ticket here and see where we're going next week. So it looks like we're going to the Autodrome.
Oh, Monza, right?
Yes, sir.
I like Monza. Monza's a great racetrack.
It will be, and I believe we'll be in the daytime, so we'll be able to see something.
Good deal. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. And with that, guys, we have about 15 minutes left in practice before we go into our 10-minute qualifying sessions. Their 10-minute qualifying sessions is going to be consistent of a out lap and then 2 timed laps. So, it's going to be interesting to see. I just want to take a second while we're here, guys, and talk about our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we would not be doing the GT3 series this season. And our sponsors, I'm grateful for them. I know Rob's grateful for them. Everybody here at United Racing Network is grateful for the sponsors we have. The first one is JP Alfonso Studios. He's a self-made tattoo artist. He's learned the trick of the trade from the ground up, and now owns a very successful tattoo studio in North Atlanta. Actually, JP Alfonso. He's racing tonight. He is our home native tonight, and it's going to be exciting to see what he does on the track here. If you guys are ever in need of a tattoo, he does great black and white work. He's got some artists in there with him that does great color work. So if you need a tattoo, hit him up. The website, if you Google JP Alfonso Studios, you'll pull the website up and get his contact info there. The second one, Rob, if you want to, let's talk about the second sponsor.
Our second sponsor is going to be Admin Box. What Admin Box is a plug-and-play admin box. Surprising as a play on words. So what it allows you to do is, when we're in these races and, the race controller, if something happens, all he has to do is hit a button on that box, and it'll throw, the green flag, it'll throw the yellow flag, it'll clear black flags if possible, if need be. And, it's a great product, and, we're happy to have them sponsor us this season.
Yep. And they are the league sponsor for Happy Hour Racing, and that is actually who we are watching tonight is Happy Hour Racing. And I've been with this group for a long time now, almost a year now, and I've really enjoyed it with these guys. I was racing in the Next Gen Series this season, and I ended up breaking my car, and the owner fired me, so now I'm in the broadcast booth. So I'm thankful.
I think he gave me your car for Daytona, and we threw a new wrap on it, and it's going to look great. So.
Yep, there you go. Well, with that, guys, we're going to run through a few ads real quick. The first ad is going to be the Admin Box ad, and with that, we will be right back in just a few minutes. All right, and we are back with United Racing Network here at Road Atlanta on the evening time Actually, it's pretty late, Rob, ain't it? What about 10 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock. That's about when the race starts. And, a lot of these drivers, they might be a little tired. I don't know about you, but, I'm a little jet lagged. So I'm a little tired. But, I hope when this racing gets underway, we'll have some amazing entertainment and excitement.
Yep. I think we definitely will have some great entertainment and excitement with these cars. I mean, these cars are just they're multiple manufacturers like they have with NASCAR, but NASCAR, the one gripe I have about NASCAR is that they kind of look the same and they kind of have the same engine, even though they may not. With these cars, they're authentic. They pull them out of the showroom floor, strip them, turn them into a race car, and throw them on the track. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I don't know about you, but I'm looking at this timing, and I'm seeing a lot of Canadian boys out here, and I'm kind of feeling proud. I mean, when we're doing the next gen, when we're doing the dirt track stuff, we don't see as many Canadians as we do tonight. So, I'm kind of humbled right now.
Kind of humbled. Yeah, I guess I can see it. I mean, we have. I guess that throws nationalities out there. I mean, I'm gonna pull for the good old American boys, and I guess you'll be pulling for the Canadians, right?
I mean, I kind of have to. I mean, it's in my blood, so I just have to rep the white and blue or the white and red. Wow,
Red, white, and blue. Is that what I heard?
No, red and white, red and white.
Good deal. Well, all right. We've seen a lot of practice now. Who do you got?
I normally pick at the top of the leaderboard, but I mean it really hasn't worked out for me. So I might have to pick with my vehicle manufacturer, pick with my nationality, and I'm gonna say Sean Crooks. That's who's my pick is tonight.
Sean Crooks.
Yes, sir.
He is running some fast laps. He's putting down his best lap in practice right now is 1 minute 19 seconds with 17 100ths of a second past that. So he's running some fast laps. I don't know though. I'm kind of see, it's hard. Because there's a lot of good racers out there, and these times are so close in practice. It's going to be kind of wild to see where we are past practice, when we get into qualifying. Actually, is somebody going to knock JP Alfonso off that leaderboard where he's sitting actually, or knock him off the front place or first place spot as he sits in practice? Or is he going to qualify bad or run into something? Edward Belair, is he going to come, he's putting down almost 10 second slower 10 second slower lap times than JP Alfonso. He's just going to show out tonight and take the lead. I think though my name or my pick is going to be for Mike Killenbeck. I think he's going to be my guy.
Okay, we saw him racing last night, so you had a little unfortunate in the 358.
Yes.
But maybe in a well, he was racing the AMG, so I mean I'll give it to him. So.
Yep. So for me, it's gonna be Killenbeck, and you said you're gonna go with Sean Crooks. Is that right?
Yes.
Let me write this down so we can go back and at least talk on this later, so I don't forget. All right. Well, guys, we are almost into qualifying session. We've got 2 minutes left to practice. We got 65 total minutes. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, 65 total minutes. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm just, everybody's kind of just hanging out and having fun now on the track. We're getting ready to go to qualifying, and we will, try to spectate everybody on qualifying of who qualifies, but I won't be able to stick on one person because we have 15 total people on track or on the schedule right now to grid. So this is going to be an exciting race.
Oh, absolutely. And, we just had another entry here. David Tamara in the 418 Ferrari. Of course, you picked 418.
That'll be one of our buddies' picks, I guess, tonight, right?
Yeah.
So we just watched something interesting right there by Donnie the Hot Rod York. He actually in that turn there that he come out of, he did not he didn't make really a whole lot of turns. He made the track straight right there by hitting the apexes just right, and that's going to be a key factor if these guys can actually get in there and hit these corners just right. We'll make them super fast tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing about time races, right? You're just trying to get around the track as fast as you can. You're not really worried about, passing per se. You're just waiting for, that leader to make a little mistake, and, then you just pounce on it.
That's it.
I mean, it's not like NASCAR. It's not like dirt track where you're just, oh, I'm going to pass him. It's you kind of have to sit and wait. It's kind of like an endurance race.
Yeah, and it's all about consistency. Hitting your corners exactly right. Somebody just died there.
Wow.
Wow is right there.
I did not expect to see that.
Me neither. All right, guys, we're in qualifying session, so we'll be watching for people to come on track, and we'll go to track here shortly. Mason Neal is going to be first out.
Mason Neal's racing the Audi R8.
Yes, he is. He's remember, guys, they have one out lap to get a feel for the track, get their tires warmed up, and then it's green flag, and they have 2 laps after that. And he goes through the chicanes perfectly there.
Yeah.
Aaron Bloom is now on track. John Barry is now on track. Scott Shepard, Drew Warren, Donnie the Hot Rod York, and Mike Killenbeck are now on track. And these outlaps, they're going to take it really easy on their car. They aren't going to push them. And they're getting a lot of heat in those tires so we can get going. Right now we have James Smith on track. Sean Crooks on track. JP Alfonso on track. Eddie Baker just into the track. And Mike Ware is on track now. See, he's making the shortest way around possible, especially through them chicanes. And he's taking and using every inch of track he's got to hit those driving lines.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as we're following along with JP there, he's been here all week. So, I mean, he knows his track like the back of his hand at this point. And you see him weaving back and forth here, and he's just getting the heat in the tires so that when he comes around, turn 12, you can hit that line at full speed and put down really great lap times. So.
Yes. He comes to the 290s, and he is going to be on his green flag out lap here, or off the out lap and into his first time lap. I'm excited to see how he does here.
Oh, absolutely. You can hear these cars, just nice, easy transitions from the brakes to the gas, hitting those apexes.
Yep.
And getting out of that corner at the optimal speed just so you can put down your fastest lap.
Yep. Let's ride along here with James Smith and see how he's going to be taking this track tonight.
See them when they come to these corners. They're busy hands, busy feet, trying to get that vehicle slowed down.
And he's on the straightaway now that I was talking about on that backside between turns 8, 9, and 10A and 10B. And as he enters 10A, you'll see he gets down and just starts shifting and getting that car down. Enters 10A perfect, 10B perfect, and now he is going to be on to his second lap, I believe. No, I'm sorry. He is on his out lap right now. This is going to be a timed lap.
Looking here right now, we're looking at 1 minute, 18 seconds, and 55 milliseconds is our leader right now for qualifying, and that's put on by Mike Weir in the 20 Ferrari.
Oh, and Mike Ware has something break on the car, it looks like, and hope he's okay.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him, and hope he's all right. And hopefully we can see him when we come to grid.
Yeah, right now we are sitting with Mike Ware in the leadership and the leader position and position number 1 in P1. So maybe we'll see a change there. But these first laps from the outlap, they're not as good as they were in practice. So maybe the second laps they're putting in will get those times back down.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, the first lap they're still trying to get used to the car. They're trying to get a feel for the track, because I'm sure the track has warmed up a little bit with the amount of laps that they put down in the 65-minute practice. So maybe track conditions have changed a little bit, so they may have to change up their driving line a little bit, adjust their braking point, adjust their when they're going to hit the gas to come out of those corners. But we'll see what these second laps bring in here.
Yep. And it looks like these guys are on the track at the same time, but they are actually in their each individual sessions. They are doing solo qualifying. Being the broadcasters were able to see everybody on track, so that's why you don't see other cars on track where it may look like they should be behind one another. And Robert Johns has entered the track as well.
So we still have 2 people that haven't put down lap times, it looks like right now.
Yeah,
it's going to be Edward Belair and John Barry.
Maybe they're just waiting to hear back from how the guys are doing on track. Because sometimes if you're within a team or you're good buddies with another racer, they'll tell you, hey, watch out for turn number 5, turn number 8, and get that information, and then go out there and put down a better lap time than them. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes people, when you ask them, they're like, I don't know. Don't look at me. I'm not going to tell you because I'm here to win, and I'm not here to let you win. So, but,
we'll see. And seems like right now during qualifying, we got Mike Weir in first, Mason Neal second, Mike Killenbeck in third, and JP Alfonso in fourth currently. So
yep.
We'll see if that changes up here as we enter the 7th minute of qualifying.
Yep. And the fastest time put out on track right now for practice times was JP Alfonso at 1 minute 18 seconds, and he almost broke 1 minute 17 seconds. I mean, he was in 1/100th of a second off from breaking that. So with him possibly starting in fourth, it's going to be interesting to see if he gets caught up in some battles.
Yeah, we'll see for sure. And I'm just ready for this race to start. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of getting a little jittery here.
Yeah, it is. So people that are watching from home, if you're listening to us in the stands, share the heck out of this broadcast. Let's see if we can top the most views on a broadcast at one time tonight. And let's get ready to go racing here in about 3 minutes, guys. We will be back once we go to grid. And let's just do this, guys. I'll see you here in about 3 minutes. All right, guys, that ends qualifying. Who is ready to see where everybody qualified at? I know I am.
Absolutely, I am. So let's see. Right now, we got Mike Weir in the number 20 Ferrari in first. Second, we got Mason Neal in the Audi. Third, we got Mike Killebeck in the Mercedes-Benz. Fourth, we got JP Alfonso in the Porsche. Fifth, we got Eddie Baker in the Porsche. Sixth, we got Scott Shepard in the McLaren. And seventh, we got Sean Crooks in the Porsche.
In eighth, we got David I'm terrible with names. Tamara, I believe that's what it is. And ninth is Aaron Bloom. In 10th is James Smith. And 11th, James Modalzi. 12th, Drew Warren.
13th, we got Donnie Hot Rod York. 14th, we got Robert Johns. 15th, we got John Barry. 16th, we got Christopher Mortensen. And 17th, coming in at the end of the pack, is Edward Belair.
Good stuff. We will be doing a roll and start with these guys. They are sitting back there getting ready to roll. The pace car is going to dip off the pit road once he reaches pit road, and we will be green on the front straightaway, going down into turn one. So,
yeah, we'll get this moving, and then we got 45 minutes of solid race.
listen to those cars go by.
You see the flames kicking out the back of that Ferrari here.
We are green here at Road Atlanta. Going into turn one, Ware is just already took off from the leaders here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we said it. The leader, he'll get a jump, and, he'll break away from that pack, and, maybe we'll see him further that gap.
Yeah, maybe he can, and maybe he don't make any mistakes. But the number two guy, which is Mason Neal, he is looking for Ware to make a mistake. But Alfonso is right there on Neal's back end, waiting for him to make a mistake. So these guys are gonna be just kind of steady and take it easy. But we will see some battling here as we progress over to the 45-minute mark of the series or of the session.
Yeah, and it seems these three have started to pull away from the rest of the pack. And, I think really the battle is going to be second.
Think so?
Oh, yeah, we're going to see a really big battle here. I know, JP Alfonso wants this win. So he's going to do everything he can and just wait for Neal to make a mistake so he can overtake him.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, though, I'm looking at the timing screen here, and there looks like there's something in the back of the field for 6. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all in a line going down. We have some good laps coming in from the leaders here, and these guys are just going to settle in and try to put some stuff together. But there is making a move, I believe. Alfonso's starting to make a move here. Oh, side by side, there's collection, and Alfonso is around. Alfonso is around. Wow. Let's go back and take a look at that. Almost there.
And Neal goes around too, it looks like. So
Yep.
it looks like they were just fighting for position, and Alfonso just got a little too hard into Neal, and Neal come a little down. Alfonso got turned, and then unfortunately Mason got turned as well.
Yep. So that's going to shake things up for Alfonso. That moved him back to 14th.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate break for him.
Yeah, he was doing really well, but I believe he may be able to fight his way back through the field here.
Yeah, for sure. And, let's see what we've got here now. So we got Mike Weir leading, and he's got about a 5-second gap. And we got Mike Killenbeck right behind him, and Scott Shepard in behind Killenbeck.
Yep, and they are all stacked out about 3 seconds. Oh, second place is off track. Second place just went off track, and that's going to allow for Killenbeck to capitalize there on Shepard. Wow.
Yeah, so he went off track, and because he went off track while racing, you may have had to slow down to avoid a penalty there. So, you know, he kind of just had to give Shepard the position.
Yep, and Mason Neal, it looks like, has crashed again, from what I'm getting told by the officials. Let's go back and take a look at this. Yep, he just gets dipped off there. He does the turn well, and he just gets turned. He just has a turn there. Unfortunate for him.
And it looks like JP Alfonso's in the pits there now. He may have had a little bit of damage done to the vehicle. So he's going to get that fixed up and get back out on the track as soon as he can.
Yep. But it does look like they're starting to become there's a 5-second gap between the leaders right now, between 1 and 2. And maybe Scott Shepard can get up there and reach him, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this progresses in the next 40 minutes, because we're fixing to be 5 minutes into the race of a 45-minute race. So,
absolutely, and well, I'm going to need a break after this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. I can't keep up with it.
There's too much to focus on,
and Drew Warren did just get a pass on Robert. Oh, there was an accident actually by Eddie Baker, causing that wreck to causing that pass to happen.
Yeah, and you know, these drivers are trying to push the cars as hard as they can, and you know, sometimes they just get turned.
Good job by Eddie Baker there, pushing that car off so he doesn't include anybody else in that wreck. Good job by him. So what do you think Ware is thinking right now? You know, he is leading this pretty comfortably right now. You know, he's leading it pretty comfortably, as you see the last place car, Bel Air, head off track.
Yeah, so right now, all Weir's thinking is, okay, I gotta drive smooth, drive fast, you know, watch out for the lap traffic, because we will be getting into that, because there's no caution. So if somebody spins out, the field doesn't collect together again, you know, like in oval racing. It's, you know, you just go, and you just watch for spins. So all he's worried about right now is really the lap traffic he's going to encounter here in the next few minutes.
Yep, and you can see there as he exited the camera view, second place was coming just around the corner, so he's got a little bit of time here, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes and get involved with the lap traffic like number 7 there.
Absolutely, and you know, when the leader's coming around the lap traffic, the lap traffic will get a blue flag, which will mean that they're not supposed to defend. So they'll have to, you know, just kind of maintain their line to allow the leader to get by them safely.
Yes. Yeah, they're not allowed to do that. As you see, it looks like Barry, who is in 4th, is now entered pit road. And he's got a lot of damage on that vehicle there. Let's take a look. Do we have a crash? Let's go back and take a look at that. Here's your 7th place car. And I believe that's already damage that he's collected. Yep, he just takes it to the pits and says, I'm done. Yep. He's just trying to make it to pit road.
Yep. And it looks like Alfonso's still in the pits, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, he probably had some longer repair times. Is Alfonso? Can you see his chat or see his radio by chance?
I don't have his radio up, no.
Gonna pull him in and talk to him for a second. That's just an unfortunate incident that he had with the other driver to get him spun around. Hopefully he can get back out there soon. And there is a battle for 6th here. Both these cars are battling for position. And it looks like Eddie Baker is going to take that position from Aaron Bloom in the 90s.
Yeah, he just gets the inside there on that corner, and you know, Bloom's like, well, I don't want to wreck it, so I'm just going to let you have it, and hope you make a mistake further down the track. So.
Yep. Now let's go back and look at our picks, Rob. So yours was Crooks, right?
Yes.
Crooks is currently sitting in 3rd. And you know who's sitting in 4th? Killenbeck.
Killenbeck.
So this is going to be a good battle here between these two. Oh, and there is a good battle. Killenbeck goes side by side with Crooks. And going into this turn, it looks like he's going to have him. But, yep, he's going to have him by a mile in that corner there. And maybe Crooks is just going to sit back and let him take that position so he can see what he's going to do moving forward, see how the pressure of Killenbeck, see how much he can pressure Killenbeck. So,
yeah, I mean, we still have another 35 minutes of racing. So, I mean, all Crooks is thinking now is, you know, I got time. I got lots of time. You know, you're going to make a mistake. It's guaranteed. I mean, we're all human. We do make mistakes, and you know, he's just waiting to capitalize on them.
Yep. But they do got a good battle here. We're going to sit here and watch this for a second because they are going, they're going pretty well. Wow, good stuff by Crooks there, trying to maintain and trying to keep up. But Killenbeck, he's just a monster. He's fast. Killenbeck is fast.
Really fast, yes.
But is he fast enough to catch up with Tamara in 2nd?
I don't know. I mean, lap times are fairly similar. I mean, they're only, you know, 0.2 of a second off, and 0.2 of a second off. But we'll see. And
yeah, because Tamara's coming into some lap traffic, and you know, you see number 3 and number 4 back behind him there. I believe this lap traffic may become a factor for these guys, because even though the lap traffic can't contend with 2nd, they can still hold him up just a second to let a teammate or let a friend go on by him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's the thing about lap traffic. Like, you want to maintain your optimal racing line, but if there's a car there, you can't be there. So you're going to have to, you know, pick a different line. Unfortunately, it may be a slower line through the corners. And, you know, with that reduction in speed, the guys behind you are just going to catch you even that much faster. So
yeah, and Killenbeck is repping the Semper Fi Marines Mercedes, and it's just a beautiful car representing the United States military and the Marines.
Yeah, that's a beautiful car for sure. You know, personally, I would have made it a little olive drab, but I don't know about you.
So Mike Ware, he's just hanging out. He's just driving.
He's just cruising. He's got a 16-second gap on 2nd.
Yeah, as long as nothing happens or breaks in that car, I'm not gonna jinx anything. I'm not gonna say it, but you guys that are listening, you know what I was fixing to say.
Yeah, I'm knocking on wood here for you.
All right, so let's go through the field here. In first, we have Mike Ware, followed by David Tamara in 2nd. Killenbeck is in 3rd. Sean Crooks is in 4th. 5th is James Smith, and we do have, I just heard a crash. Maybe it's just a bump somewhere. Where was I at? Pick up, Rob, because I done forgot.
So we got 6th, we got Scott Shepard. 7th, we got Eddie Baker. In 8th, we got Aaron Bloom. 9th, DJ Warren. 10th, Mason Neal.
Awesome. In 11th, we have Donnie the Hot Rod York. In 12th, we have James Maudsley. In 13th, we have John Barry. In 14th, we have John Roberts. And in 16th, which he's back on the track, is JP Alfonso. Or is he on the track? No, he's out. JP Alfonso is out of this race.
Yeah, it looks like JP Alfonso and Robert Johns are out.
Yep. Sad to see it.
Yeah. I mean, they've been practicing here all week, and, you know, to be out of the race what, 2 laps in, 3 laps in.
Yeah,
It's that's a little devastating. Absolutely.
it is. Bloom, it appears Aaron Bloom has entered the pits here, and he is fixing to go a lap down in just a second. So, Killenbeck, he is hauling. He is trying to get as much speed away from Crooks as he can, because Crooks is going to eventually make that pass if he can't create some distance.
Yeah, absolutely. And just looking here, so tomorrow it looks like he's reeling Killenbeck in a little bit.
No, he's not. He's around.
Oh,
Was that Mara? Hold on, make sure I was right. Was that Tamara? Yes, Tamara was. No, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what I just saw there. That was Scott Shepard. So if I can take a look at that. Scott Shepard in 6 was come around there. Yep, right there in those 90s. He's trying to get it off before they come around.
yeah, it looks like he just overdrove that corner a little bit. Didn't get it slowed down in time, and the car just lost traction and got spun around.
Yep. And I'm getting word that was David Tamara that got in that accident. He was trying to get up there on Killenbeck, and let's watch here. Oh, he just gets his feet in the grass there, and spins him on around.
That's the thing about these cars. You touch the grass just a little bit, and it's almost like you're on ice, and around you go.
Yep. He's currently sitting 5th now. James Smith and Sean Crooks has moved up, and that puts Killenbeck in 2nd. And now he's just got to hawk down the leader.
Yeah, but Crooks is right behind him, so it's weird. Our top picks for the night are currently sitting 2 and 3.
Yeah, maybe I need to go to Vegas and take something out on this race before we say anything else.
Oh, I think so too. And
would that be considered inside betting?
I think it would be. I don't know. Can we get a lawyer?
Yeah, we need a lawyer for this one. I'm not sure. If anybody out there that's listening is a lawyer, I'll see you up here in the booth, and we'll go over some of the legal issues.
Yeah, but that's never happened before. Normally, we're front or back of the pack, and we're never 2 and 3 trying to reel in the leaders. So
yeah, and it looks like Aaron Bloom is still on pit road. Actually, he's starting to roll again. These cars take a little bit to do some pitting with, and it's not like Formula One where they're out in 3 seconds, or NASCAR where they're out in 10 seconds. These cars take a little bit of time to do some stuff with, and so.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot more electronics in these cars than there are your NASCARs. So I mean, sometimes they got to run them into the pit, plug them into the computer, see what's going on with the car. And although a lot of times the crew chief will have all that information because of the sensors in the vehicle, and then they'll be able to make the changes to the car that need to be made from the driver input.
Yeah, we're doing well so far. We're almost 20 minutes into this race. Ware is still leading. He's got an 18-second gap over Killenbeck. But that second and third place is going to fight all night long to see who can actually get up there and be a contender with Ware. So
yeah, and Killenbeck and Crooks, they got some lap traffic in front of them, so it'll be. I don't know. I mean, I don't like lap traffic.
I don't like lap traffic either, but in the GT3 series, it seems to always happen. So lap traffic could definitely become a factor for Mike Ware as he approaches Donnie York and Rob Johns. Yeah,
it looked like somebody was off the track there a little bit, but
it looked to be Aaron Bloom.
Yeah, it looks like he just overdrove that corner again, these guys are pushing the vehicles as hard as they can, and sometimes you get too much heat in the brakes, and car doesn't want to slow down for you. So. Normally, I don't like lap traffic because I'm the one being lapped.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not really a contender when it comes to these. Now, we did have a great race on Sunday with the MX5 series. I'm running that series currently, and we had an amazing battle. We had a 5-car battle for second on Sunday. That was an amazing race. If you were there and you were in it, it was a great race to watch.
I mean, it was, but I got turned in turn 1, and I ended up with a car on my roof, so...
You could have just drove with the car on your roof.
Well, I don't know. I was facing the other way. I think I would have got a black flag, so...
And Killenbeck and Crooks is still fighting for that position. They're about 2 seconds from one another. But they're slowly getting away from one another. And Killenbeck is starting to catch Ware, but Ware is just driving it. He's just having a Sunday cruise.
Yeah, he's just cruising. He's like, I got all the time in the world. I got 20 minutes in. I've led all this. I got another 25 to go. So, he's just making sure that he's hitting his optimal lines and trying to extend that lead a little bit. So, in the case, knock on wood, something happens. Well, then he's got a little bit of time to recover and get the car back on the track and get going again.
Yeah, or if he's dealing with a lot of lap traffic, like he's coming up to, he's coming up to two individuals that are lapped at the moment, and it's gonna be interesting to see if he can overtake these guys without much issues.
Yeah, and I mean, in road racing, these guys will get the blue flag and be like, or they'll have their crew chief or their spotter telling them, like, hey, the leader's coming to you. Just be prepared. All right, so just maintain your line. If he passes, just let him pass. So.
Yep. The top 5 is everybody that we've picked so far this week. Looking at it, Smith, Baker, Crooks, Killenbeck, except for Ware. I've only seen him race in the GT3 series. It's maybe our picks are coming back now, Rob. Maybe we need to start picking these guys more often.
Yeah, and I mean, well, maybe we're just cursed, and when it comes to ovals, our picks are garbage.
Maybe. And it's not that they're garbage as racers. We're just picking the people that maybe losing that race, unfortunately. And it looks like Shepard has entered the pits, has entered pit road. He is showing to be on pit road. And I'm not familiar if these guys really have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens if Mike Ware does have to go in for at least fuel.
Yeah, looks like they start with about 65% fuel load. So they may have to come in and fuel for this. So.
Yep. And looking at some pit strategies right now, the leaders are showing to be, out there the longest, showing to be 16 laps. So maybe we'll see what happens here. If Killenbeck can get in there and get back out, he may not, have an issue taking first from Ware, depending on how long these actual pit times are.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I know myself, I'm not familiar with the pit strategies here. Neither are you. So, maybe after the race when we talk to some of the drivers here, we'll be able to, kind of get the feel of, what are your actual pit strategies?
Oh, and 9 is off track.
Yeah,
a
little bit of contact from Weir.
And Mike Ware is that's going to give Killenbeck a little bit of time to catch up. But that's where you said we just had some people go off track. Hang on just a second. We'll get back to that comment in just a second. Still reckon. Looked to be Donnie York as the number 1 approach, or the leader approach. He just cut the corner there and come right in front of Mike Ware. Mike Ware couldn't get out of the way, and neither could Donnie York. Oh, it looks like there was a little bit of hatred there. He
It
is.
looks like
Is he just? Oh wow.
yeah, I'm not too sure there. It's almost like he was trying to get out of the way, but Mike Weir just couldn't. I don't know.
Yep.
Donnie was just kind of, which way you going? Which way you going? You know when you come up to somebody on the road and you go left, they go right, and then you're like, oh no, we're the same way again. And it may have been a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We'll see if that little bump did enough damage to affect the car's performance at all from Weir.
Yeah, maybe not. But Killenbeck was able to gain 3 seconds on Ware because of that, and I just wonder if that had damaged Mike Ware's car at all, because he did get hit twice by Donnie there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's any damage to it. I mean, looking at the cameras, we can't really tell if there's that much damage. There may be cosmetic, but the guys up in the booth, they'll be able to see, from the computers in the car if there's actually anything wrong. But it seems like he's still going strong, so there may not be any actual damage to the vehicle.
Nope. He was, like I said, Killenbeck was able to gain about a 3 second gain on Ware, but he's still in a strong command for this race.
Yeah, if I'm reading it right, he's got a 36-second lead.
I'm looking at it here. Yeah, something on that. No, it's 16-second gap. The gap to the leader. Yep, 16-second gap. So.
I guess my timing computer might be a little off. So
it was mine yesterday. So. We do have another. Johns is on pit road now. And looking at it, we only have 7 cars now on the lead lap. And that's Ware, Killenbeck, Crooks, Neal, Warren, Baker, and Smith. They're all on the lead lap with Ware at this time.
I mean, our guys are there, and they seem to be closing the gap. Mind you, Weir just entered a turn, so when he hits those straightaways, though, we'll see if Killenbeck and Crooks are actually reeling him in or not.
Yeah. Well, I'm unsure of the pit window. Like I said, I'm thinking maybe it's about 30 laps or 30 minutes in. We'll have a pit window, but I don't want to say that and somebody hold me to it,
Yeah, absolutely. And, like I said, this is our first GT3 race broadcast. So, I mean, we're not completely unfamiliar with these cars because, I mean, I've ran a few, but it was just kind of messing around on the track. But, I wasn't worried about pit windows or anything like that. So, I don't know about you, Andrew, but...
Yeah, I've only raced these once, and I was racing the Ford GT, and that's a beautiful car, but it's an older car compared to what these cars are running right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm a Porsche man, so, those things are just a piece of work, those.
Yep, and Ware has entered pit road. Ware is on pit road, and he is going to lose his first place spot to Killenbeck with Crooks right on his tail.
So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Weir will get back out on the track, but none of these other drivers on the lead lap have stopped, so they're going to have to stop at some point.
Yep, and that should give Ware a chance to get back in the lead.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see how this plays out. And looks like Weir's back on the track here now.
I bet he just took gas only. It doesn't look like he has a grip issue right now.
No, not at all. And I mean, his speeds are showing. we're looking at like 135 mile an hour. So,
Yeah.
and it looks like we got Alfonso's radio up here. So, Alfonso, what happened in that turn there?
Well, technically, I went for the guy trying to push himself away, knowing that he had a lot more room on the left to go. So I went for the gap, tried to pick the inside. I was already on the inside, but you know, he kept coming out at me, and we collided with each other, and that's it. So that was over for me. My steering was 90 degrees. Uh, so by the time that I made it to the pits like that, pretty much I was about to be a lap down. So at that point, it was no reason for me to keep racing. So
Yeah,
things happen. Things happens.
yeah, absolutely. That's unfortunate, and we've seen you practicing here all week, and it's just an unfortunate turn of events that happened, and ultimately put you out of the race. So we're sorry about that, but
Yep. Was it being nighttime? Was that kind of a factor in maybe the collision? Just not the car that hit you and the car that you collided with, just not being able to read where you were on the track. Is that, you think that might be an issue?
Uh, no, I don't think that being at nighttime has something to do with it. I think he was what I assumed that he was more focused on the car in front, and without realizing that I was about to take the inside on his right. Uh, it was plenty of room. I didn't go off track, and that's what pushed me towards him or anything. I was inside the track limits, and usually the ideal race line was all the way to the left. So I guess in a split second, I was expecting for him to go to the left to follow the racing line, and me take advantage of the gap, but he decided to stay in the middle of the track and take the turn as I was passing on the right side, and that's what caused the collision. So
Yep.
it's
Well, it's
unfortunate.
unfortunate. You did hold the fastest lap time in practice, the fourth fastest lap time in qualifying. Um, it's, I believe you would have been a contender if that wreck hadn't happened early on in this race.
yeah, I think so. That's my favorite track and my home track. So the reason of qualifying and fourth, it was actually it was a reason for that. Usually you don't want to be up front at the beginning of the race in this track. Usually you want to be third or fourth. You don't want to give up too much, right? I feel like I didn't want to be up front, and knowing that eventually the front driving too hard, especially on dark, they will start making mistake, and that will be my benefit. But yeah, qualifying, fourth. I was trying to shoot for third, but qualifying fourth was pure strategy.
Yep, good deal. What do you think about Mike Ware? Have you been paying attention to him racing? He's just got a commanding lead again. I don't know, Rob, if you was paying attention to your time on the screen, but he retook first, and now he's got an 18-second gap on second place. Alfonso, what do you think about Mike Ware's performance tonight?
Yeah, I saw him in practice, and definitely I realized that was a driver that I should be worried about, and but in practice I pull a couple of tricks that I know, brake bias and things like that in certain
Yeah.
areas. Yeah, because on this track you want to change your bias as you go. Every turn is different. Especially in turn one, that's the trickiest one. Um, so I pushed a couple of laps as hard as I could to kind of show you're in my town kind of thing, but it was fun. I mean, it would have been a lot of fun if I would have stayed in the race.
Yeah.
Between me and him, that's for sure.
You looking forward to next week?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, um, and next week and the following season and all the seasons after this. So this is a lot of fun league, and I'm here to stay. So
Good job. Good deal.
That's good to hear. So, yeah, we're came out of the pits in third, and you know, he was able to pass Crooks for second, and then when Killenbeck came in for fuel, Weir just took first place again, and you know, he's extending his lead. He's currently 18 and a half second gap.
Yep.
Back from Killenbeck. So.
Yep. Alfonso,
Yeah,
it was good talking with you.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
Yep.
Not a problem. We appreciate it.
All right, guys, that was Alfonso in the 966 car. He got in an incident early on in the race, and actually, unfortunately, put him out for this race. It being his home track, I know that's a bummer for him. But we will be, you know, racing next week with the GT3 series on Tuesday night. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I forgot what I was going to say. I had something lined up and just kind of got away from me. But, you know, it looks like, you know, Weir has just had a massive lead. And, you know, he's just back out for a Tuesday cruise again.
Yep. But Robert Johns is going to be somebody to, you know, he's a lap car, so is that going to slow Weir down just a little bit? None of the other lap cars have slowed him down, so I don't know if he's going to either.
I don't know. To be honest, it's almost like he's driving with nobody in front of him. Lap traffic doesn't even matter to him. He just, you know, he's just driving.
Yep.
He's, you know, he hits the optimal corners, and you know, he's able to get by those lap cars with little to no effort.
Yep, and he actually holds the fastest lap time right now. Mike Ware does with a 1:18.7. It's a fast racer at this track.
Yeah, it is. I couldn't do it in 1:18. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we have 10 cars out on track right now. We have Ware in first, followed by Killenbeck, followed by Crooks, Baker, Smith, Warren, Maudsley, Shepard, Bloom, and Johns. 7 through 10 are currently one lap down. We only have 6 cars in the lead lap.
And we're just extending that gap. He's sitting at 20 seconds now, and I mean, he was putting down fast times in practice, and you know, he's like, yeah, I'm winning this.
Yep.
So.
Well, guys, we have 10 minutes left in the race. We will be right back after we hear a word from our sponsors. And we are back with Road Atlanta. Ware has got a dominating lead over Killenbeck right now with almost a 20-second, almost 21-second lead. It's crazy how much he's just out there just driving and enjoying himself. And he's eventually, he may make it around the track and lap everybody in this race.
Oh, he just might. I mean, you know, a few corners ago, you saw how easily he passed that lap traffic. And it's almost like the lap traffic's just standing still for him. And he's just like, weaving in and out. It's, it may look like a traffic jam to everybody else, but to him, it's clear sailing.
Yep, and there is currently about 7 cars between Killenbeck and Ware that Killenbeck's gonna have to navigate through. So maybe Killenbeck and Crooks can battle, but I believe there's going to be a battle for third between Baker and Crooks, and there is definitely a battle between them two, and we'll hang with them for a second and see how that's going to go. They are racing.
Right now Crooks is just like, I can't make a mistake. I got Killenbeck in front of me. I got Baker behind me. I just got to be smooth. I got to be fast so that he can fight off Baker and reel in Killenbeck to try and get that second position.
Yep, this is for a podium position. This is for P3. With less than 10 minutes remaining, this is going to be interesting to see how it happens. He's flashing his lights. He's like, hey, I'm coming to your side. We do have lap traffic right now between the two. Robert Johns. Oh, and there's contact, and it looks like Baker is off track now. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, it looked like Baker was flashing his lights a little bit, and Johns just, he went to the outside, and, Baker was expecting him to go to the inside. But,
yep.
That's unfortunate for Baker there to get that little bit of contact and get in the grass there.
Yeah, and we hate to see it for that because, that was going to be a fantastic finish for our fantastic battle between the two to see, what happened there. We'll get one more look at it. Yeah, he didn't account for it on of John's coming up, and well, that's all she wrote. He's out of the battle now for third.
Yeah. And it looked like Johns may have walked it up a little bit and drifted up the track some. He was trying to get slowed down so that he could go to the inside, but, the car just went the opposite way, and unfortunately Baker got into the back of him there. So.
Yep. And now Baker is currently sitting 5th. He had to go into the pits because he just a little bit of damage, a little bit of tap to the wheels, knocks the toe out of line. And it makes these cars undrivable here at tracks like this.
Yeah, like Alfonso said, just that little bit of contact, his wheel was 90 degrees. So, even just a few degrees off, it throws off your entire feel of the car. Because, you're used to the wheel being straight, but, now you got to turn it 25 degrees, 30 degrees to keep it straight. And when you're entering the corners, it just messes your brain up, and it's hard to recover from that. So
yep. And all the positions that we're looking at now that are on the lead lap, all these positions are about 4 seconds from one another. They're pretty spaced out. They just have to worry about lap traffic getting in their way. As of right now, our podium spots, if this stays the way it is going to be Ware, Killenbeck, and Crooks. We have our top picks in the top 3.
Yeah, and Crooks is only about 4 seconds back from Killenbeck, and it seems they're staying fairly close to each other. Nobody's kind of taken away, and nobody's really reeling anybody in. So,
no. But again, we are going to have to worry about lap traffic for these final 4 minutes of this race here at Road Atlanta. So once we hit the 45-minute mark and the leader passes the line, we'll have 1 lap to go after that. So.
And then it'll be basically a drag race. Try and pick up the spots as much as you can.
Yep, and we have a battle for for 5th now between Baker and Smith. Sorry, battle for 4th between Baker and Smith. And Baker is the one that went off track a while ago. So.
Yeah. So Baker in the Porsche and. Smith is in the BMW here, so.
Yep.
I know you're a BMW guy, but how do you think these Porsches are handling so far?
Every car on the track is handling well, especially the BMW.
Of course you say that.
Oh, we have a battle here for 4th. This is going to be a battle to watch towards the end of the race. Ware currently has a 24-second gap on Killenbeck. Killenbeck and Crooks got a 3-second gap, and back behind the two is a less than a second gap for 4th place between Smith and Crooks. coming down to the final 3 minutes of this race.
And it looks like Crooks is actually reeling in Killenbeck a little bit, but they're still about 3 seconds away from each other.
Yeah,
and,
is it going to be enough? I don't know if it's going to.
I don't know, because I mean, as the time ticks down, like we got another 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. We got about a minute and a half before the race comes to a close, and these guys are going to try and push their cars, but are they going to over push them?
Yep. Anybody that's at the concession stand, get back here and watch this battle for 4th place right now between Baker and Smith. This is going to be a battle of the race right here. This is going to be the battle of the race. And these guys are trying to hawk down one another, and you see that Smith is in Baker's draft, trying to get a little bit of airflow there to gain the positions as possible, and he's going to get right over the bumper of Baker, trying to make him to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's trying to put on the pressure on Baker, but Baker's a really strong racer, and the pressure may not get to him, but they're coming into lap traffic here, so that's going to play a huge factor in this battle here to see if they can get around, because I mean, the last time we saw Baker with lap traffic, he was off into the dirt. So.
Yep, that's gonna be a factor for sure. And I'm keeping you updated on the leader, where it still has a demanding lead at 23 seconds ahead of Killenbeck, and lap traffic didn't seem to affect these two at all.
No, not at all. The lap cars just did what they had to do, and just got out of the way for them. So they didn't really lose time on each other. They're still right behind one another. So as we come to the 45-minute mark here.
Yep, we are going to be a white flag once Ware passes the stripe again. It'll be white flag.
She's got a commanding lead of 23 seconds. So I don't want to jinx it.
Nope.
But
I don't either. But if a tire breaks or one of the support arms in the suspension breaks, he lost the race.
Yeah, but as it stands right now, we got Mike Weir first, we got Mike Killenbeck second, Sean Crooks third, Eddie Baker fourth, and James Smith fifth.
Yep. And that is a heck of a battle that they're putting on. There's still less than a second, and we have the checker flag in the air. This is the last lap for these two right here.
Yeah, so now they're going to try and push, but they can't push too hard, because if they overdrive the corner, then they're going to give up that position.
Yep.
You see Smith went to the outside there a little, and he almost caught the grass, but he held on to it. And,
and he's setting up a pass here.
Well, he was trying to get to the inside, but Baker just closed the door on him here.
Oh, this is going to be a battle here. And coming down to the line, Ware did lead the race, the entire race, and walks away with it. These two are going down into the turns A and turn B, the 290s that I say is going to cause a lot of issues. Let's see if it causes an issue here for Baker, as Smith is right on his tail.
Yeah, so we see Smith come to the inside a little bit, but it seems Baker's just got that lead on him, and Smith can't get to him. So we come around turn 12 here, and we're coming down to the checker.
And Baker's going to walk away with fourth there.
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic race and fantastic show for these fans here. It's currently like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm starting to yawn.
Yeah, it was an amazing race, and I'm glad we got to bring this to you guys, and I'm excited for next week already.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd have this much fun, but I definitely had some fun with this. So
yeah, for sure. So right now the unofficial results: we got Mike Weir first, Mike Killenbeck second, Sean Crooks third, Eddie Baker fourth, James Smith fifth, DJ Warren sixth, and Jamie Maudsley seventh.
In eighth we have Scott Shepard. In ninth we have Aaron Bloom. 10th is Robert Johns. 11th Mason Neal. 12th, Donnie the Hot Rod. What was his York? Donnie the Hot Rod York. At 13th, we have David Tamara. 14th, John Barry. 15th, Christopher Morrison. 16th, JP Alfonso. And 17th, Edward Belair. Let's talk to the leaders and let's talk to the winners. Or actually, let's just talk to the top 3 here and see what their thoughts were. Is Weir available?
I believe so. Let's pull them down and see if we can get them on the radio. Mike Weir, it's Rob in the booth. You got me?
Yep.
So how did you feel about that race? I mean, you led 95% of that, and you came away with the podium. So how do you feel?
It's my first win of this league, so it was actually pretty cool. I didn't realize I had that kind of pace on this track. I got into the practice, and I was put in some pretty good laps compared to Mason and JP, and I thought, hey, I got a chance to win this, and I actually put it on pole, and I think the two of them got into each other. So after that, it was a pretty easy run. I was just trying to take care of the tires and make sure I didn't screw up, basically.
Yeah, so you led from 0 minutes all the way to 45 plus 1. I mean, you didn't give up, but except when you went to the pits, and that was, 2 laps, and you were back in the lead?
Yeah, I decided to go in 1 lap early just because I didn't have anyone around me, so I just thought I'd just take it easy. And pretty much I was just taking it easy for the rest of the race. I had about a 20-second lead, so like I said, just taking care of the tires, and it was a lot of fun. That's actually probably my best run in this league, so I'm actually really ecstatic about that finish.
Yeah, that was you finished 24 seconds over second place.
Yeah, just took it easy. It got into it a little bit with a lap car who got a little bit loose as we were going downhill, and I couldn't hit the brakes hard enough to miss him. But other than that, pretty clean race, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I do have a question though. Lap traffic, was it an issue?
Not particularly. No. I got it. I managed to keep some pretty good gaps, and the guys who I ended up passing a few of the same guys a bunch of times, and ended up they let me by pretty easily. I didn't think it was that big of an issue for me, at least. But I tried to make sure my gaps are good. I got behind a couple guys, and I had such a big lead. I was just taking it easy. I didn't want to pass them in dangerous spots or anything like that. So no issue for me really at all.
Yep. Well, I live close to Atlanta. I know some good bars to go to tonight after to celebrate this victory. Congratulations on your win here at Road Atlanta, and enjoy the celebration.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too. All right.
So we'll try and get Mike Killen back here on the radio. Hi, Mike. There's Rob in the booth. You got me?
Killenbeck, you copy? He may have stepped away from the.
I got you.
There he is. Wow, man. So Mike Ware had a commanding lead over you, and I hate to start it like that. 24 seconds is what he won, what he beat you by. But Sean Crooks, you two battled all night long. That y'all put on a great show tonight. How does it feel to finish P2?
It feels really good, especially with these guys. I mean, these guys are really good. I mean, it's just a really good crew here, and yeah, it's incredible. I mean, Mike, 24 seconds ahead of me. I mean, I was full out the whole time. I mean, I didn't let off at all, and that's an incredible time he has there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, that you did lead a few laps there when Mike Ware went in. What was your pit window, and why didn't you try to go in when he went in to kind of get right there with him? What was the strategy that you were using there?
I was just looking for maybe a point for leading the race. I had one more lap of fuel to go, so that's that simple.
I got you.
I was just going as far as I could, hoping to get a point for leading. That's basically it.
Yep, that's understandable. The points at the end of the season is very important. So you got to get anyone that you can.
Absolutely, especially with these guys. I mean, these guys are some good racers here.
Yeah. Now, were you up there in the mix when JP and Drew got into one another?
Yeah, I think I saw that in front of me, and I got lucky and passed them. So I saw it. I didn't actually see what happened, but I did see it go down in front of me.
Yep, and good avoiding tonight. Lap traffic. It seemed to be the biggest issue that you had besides fighting off crooks there for P2. They say lap traffic, you're not supposed to compete, but it's hard on a tight track like this not to get interfered by lap traffic. How did you overcome that, and what was your strategy there?
You just got to slow down a little bit and wait for the opening. I mean, you want to just blow by them, but that's how you end up in the grass and then into the wall. So all you do is just slow down a little bit. I think it was lap 1 or 2 there. I actually lost it, I think, in the 3rd or 4th turn. I don't know if you saw that, and I ended up brushing the wall. I was lucky that I didn't throw my steering out, but I did brush the wall there. I think it was lap 2.
Yeah, the steering issues have been struggling, or has been affecting people all week long, causing them to struggle. So, Rob,
Yeah,
you got anything
absolutely.
for him? Rob, you got anything for him?
Oh, no. I mean, you basically covered everything that I wanted to cover. Lap traffic was hard, and you did mention you got into the wall, but you overcome that. And how'd the Mercedes treat you tonight? Well, I know you finished P2, but how were you liking it?
It's okay. Actually, this is my first season I've run it. It's okay. I mean, it's really good handling. I like the handling. The pickup's a little bit slower, I think, than some of the other cars, but the handling's really good. So I enjoy the car. It's a fun car to drive. So yeah, I had a good time with it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was the only one out there, so I'm sure you did Mercedes proud and came home with P2. So congratulations there. So.
Yeah, hey, thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. And thanks a lot for broadcasting. I'm going to look at the broadcast when I'm done here. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great night.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
So that was your P2 finisher. He finished on the podium in P2, Mike Killenbeck. So is Sean Crooks available to talk?
Yeah, we'll see if he's available here. So. Sean, this is Rob in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Rob. How are you?
Not too bad. So P3, you battled all night with Mike, and how was the car, and how'd you feel tonight?
Car was good. Fun race. Tough track, especially at night. You're trying to hit your braking points, and the Porsche can get a little funny, and trying to just ease on and off the throttle and just keep it steady. Position through attrition. A few spins in front of me, had to avoid a couple of accidents. But yeah, pretty happy. Thought I had a little bit more to get Mike at the end, but yeah, just pretty happy with the P3. I think I started 6th or 7th. I can't remember.
Looks like you started 7th because you gained
7th.
4 positions. So
yeah. So yeah, there was some spinning here and there, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
So, you had some incidents. Killenbeck and you fought all night long. Y'all were fighting for position all night long. He actually ended up overcoming you by about about a second. But behind you, Eddie Baker was coming in hot. So up until he got into the incident with the lap car, the fight for P3 was going to be heavy for you. So were you kind of looking straight, looking behind, looking straight, looking behind? How was it? Just tell me what was happening there in those few turns you were fighting Eddie Baker.
Oh yeah, driving in the rearview mirror, looking. He's coming. Eddie's a good driver. He always finishes pretty strong, and fortunately for me, yeah, he had that incident. I think it was in turn 6 and 7? Yeah, he got kind of pushed off, and I kind of breathed a little sigh of relief. I had some room, then okay, I'm good. I think I can hang on to P3, and then I started gaining on Mike a little bit. But yeah, near the end of the race, all you're really trying to do is just hit your marks and try not to put a wheel wrong.
Yep, and we've seen it all night long. You get your front left or your front right in that grass, and you're around before you can think about it.
Absolutely. I think I kept it pretty clean. I think you only had only had one off track.
Yep. And now, were you in the incident with the number 153 of Donnie York on the front stretch there?
No.
Okay.
No, he was behind me. Was that on lap 1?
No. So I'm not sure of the incident on lap 1. I know JP Alfonso had an incident, and that was on lap 1, coming around to lap 2. And that kind of screwed everything up in timing and in the race itself. Everybody kind of had to spread there because they took up the entire of roadway there. So that was interesting. And you made it around well. You made it around the track well. And
well, you got a 50-50 decision. It's either left or right, and the car was going the right way, and I went the other way, so it worked out well.
Yep, good deal.
Right on.
Rob, you got anything else?
Well, are you going to be here next week? And
absolutely, I'm here every week. This is my one big race of the week that I try to jump in. Good group of guys, and we have a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we wish you luck in next week, and congrats on P3.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yep. Well, that is your top 3, guys. Mike Ware finishing ahead of Killenbeck, Crooks. Eddie Baker was fighting for P3 up until he had an incident. He still ended up finishing 4th, but he was fighting alongside James Smith. Are them two happen to be available?
I can take a look and see if they're available here.
I at least want to speak with Eddie if he's available.
I don't believe James is, so we'll see if we can get Eddie Baker on the radio here. Eddie, this is Rob in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man.
That was a race.
You and fifth were less than a second apart from one another.
Yeah, I kind of misjudged on that pit stop. I pitted a couple laps earlier than I noticed everybody else did, and I guess I didn't take enough fuel. So once I got ahead of James there, I was a little panicking because the fuel light came on, and the white flag was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, but if these cars are kind of like set up like NASCAR, you got about 8 gallons in the fuel lines. So,
oh yeah, lots of quick shifting too. I kept it in higher gears, and backed up my corners a little bit. I saw him get real close, saw his headlights get real bright, and on that, once I got the white flag, I just sent it.
Yeah, but lap traffic really screwed you for P3.
Yeah, I usually don't pipe in and chime up on the race or chat or anything like that. I try to just keep quiet and do my own thing. But I mean, a couple of times tonight there was a questionable couple of maneuvers by lap traffic, and I know a lot of people watch real IMSA racing and everything and know what the flashing lights mean, and I like to do that when I'm thinking about making a move anyways, just to be courteous. But it seems as though some people don't really have mirrors. I know it's a tight track and all, but there's always, if you could let the leader go and not fight him if you're already a lap down, you should do the same for the other positions that are passing you.
Yeah, but you never know. They could have the leader could have had a pack formed, the night before the race started. If I get in the lead, don't let anybody else by. And that seemed to be what happened with you, and it put you into the grass coming out of turn 1 there. Unfortunate because yourself and Crooks, y'all are battling hard for that 3rd spot.
I know. I love battling with Sean. He's a good driver. I really liked that battle, and it was getting pretty hot and heating up, so I was excited for that. I wanted to put some moves on him, but then I got in that incident there, and I was a little disappointed, but I can't blame the whole race on that either. I mean, when we first started, I was so out of my rhythm. I couldn't find my braking points. I got off in the dirt once and turn 2, I think it was. And then once I did that, the tires were dirty. So the next time around, I did the same exact thing. And I made a fair share of my own mistakes, so much as that when I got in that incident with that lap car there, when I was battling for 3rd there, it actually gave me a drive-through. So I had to do a drive-through through the pits, and then it's when James caught up on me. So
wow.
I had to make sure I got back by him.
Yeah, and James Smith, y'all two battled all the way to the end. And you two were the battle we were watching going towards when the checker flag flew. And it was when you get back to the line, that's it. And luckily you were able to hold them off in turn A and turn B, or turn 10A and 10B. You were able to hold them off and gain that little bit of momentum to keep them away. But still, less than a second coming down to the stripe. That's close here in the IMSA race.
Absolutely, it was a good battle. I liked battling with James and Sean, and it's always fun with these style of races. So I've had more luck on this than I have the NASCAR circuits lately. So this has been more my bread and butter.
Yeah, I was on the NASCAR circuit until they kicked me off after Richmond. So
It's definitely a challenge. The new NASCARs are a little challenging. It's why I think I'll stick to the IMSA stuff for now on.
Yep. So Rob, you got anything else for Mr. Baker? You've been my pick all week long in all the different series that you've been running in, and you do happen to finish P4, so I'm excited about that.
I appreciate that. I like when you get me as a pick there. It was my first dirt race. I know you picked me. We had a good time there until I pulled a rookie maneuver on the last lap, and the NASCAR race we were doing all right, and then I forgot how to drive and got damaged, and Mason, my own teammate, took me out. Now I got this, so we'll have to see what happens on tomorrow.
Well, you got fans out there. I can tell you that from the chats. You do have some fans out there.
Oh, absolutely you do, and it's unfortunately you got into that lap car, but there's always next week, and you're a top contender, and hopefully you can get the podium next week.
Hopefully. That's my goal. I'm going to make you guys proud. We're going to get some more screen time. We're going to get that podium next week.
You're calling it right now. You got podium, right?
Absolutely. I'm calling it. We got podium. We're going to give it hell.
Well, all right. Mike Ware, you better not sit there next week.
Hey, awesome job with the broadcast, too, guys. I love watching that. I listen to it while I'm racing, keep you guys in my ear a little bit. You guys do a phenomenal job. I'm glad to have you broadcasting this race and the NASCAR stuff.
Well, this is only our fourth time doing it. Or actually our third time. No, fourth time. This is only our fourth time doing it. So,
well, you guys should think about quitting your day jobs because you guys are damn good.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it, but my mom told me she'd beat me if I quit my day job. So
got to get a few more sponsors out there. Got to get it.
We'll see what we can do for you.
All right, we appreciate it, Eddie.
Of course. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Well, that was Eddie Baker. He was the show to watch tonight, guys. Eddie Baker did a phenomenal job holding off James Smith, and he was fighting, like I said, with Sean Crooks there for the third spot until he had incidents with lap traffic. Rob, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what is your thoughts on Emsa racing in the GT3 series? Because I think it may be my second favorite racing now.
I honestly don't know. Like, I love dirt. I love NASCAR, but this gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, it does.
I am so hyped. I'm not going to be when I go back to the hotel tonight, I'm not going to be able to sleep.
No, I'm going to have to find the reruns on Speed TV tonight, so it's going to be fun to watch and see what happens next week. Rob, where are we headed next week?
Next week we are headed to the Autodroma in Monza.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun race. I've raced that one a few times.
I have not.
So, maybe we have to go to iRacing and put some laps in before we come back here next week.
Oh, we might just have to.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, our main sponsor of the night was JP Alfonso Studios. JP was in our race tonight. Unfortunately, had some issues happen with his race car tonight, but that does not deter him from putting outstanding art on skin. He's a tattoo artist in North Atlanta. If you're in Georgia and you feel like you just want to go get some ink done, meet up with JP. He'll give you a good deal and put some nice black and white work on you. Secondary sponsor, Admin Box. They're the league sponsor right now. It helps with race control. Race control basically can do everything they need to do from a button box. That's it. That's all it is, and it's a great thing for the race control to have, especially if race control is actually racing in the race. And the final, our league itself, Happy Hour Racing. They give us the tools we need and the awesome races like tonight with the GT3 series. It's amazing to watch. I had fun tonight. I didn't think I'd have fun tonight, but by golly, I'm a road racer now.
Yeah, I might just have to hang up my helmet in NASCAR and come over here, but I don't know about that. I can't turn right, so
no, I'm not good at it either. So final thoughts.
Amazing race. it's crazy what these drivers can do with these cars, and you know, we're not used to seeing 25-second gaps from the leader to second place,
No.
and I mean it's crazy, and I honestly can't wait for next week and see the drivers what they can bring, and if they're gonna drive even harder.
Yep. Well, tomorrow we're back into the booths with Suit and Tie at Phoenix. We'll be watching them go around the dog leg and all the awesome turns of Phoenix. People that are sitting up on Rattlesnake Hill, watch out for them Diamondbacks because they're terrible. We'll see you tomorrow here at Phoenix, here at the United Racing Network. And my final closing thoughts, Rob, I just hope everybody stays safe tonight on their way home. If you're listening to us from your car, be safe. If you're listening to us in the stands, be safe on the way home. And if you're listening to us in the comforts of your home, just lock your doors tonight. The world's a crazy place, but you can come here and have a safe and family-oriented, fantastic time here at United Racing Network. My name is Andrew Spears, co-host Rob McDonald. We are signing off. Y'all have a good night, guys. This broadcast is the property of the United Racing Network and Twitch.tv. All reproductions of this broadcast must be approved by the United Racing Network staff. United Racing Network does not claim any responsibility for mishaps that may occur while listening to this production. United Racing Network reserves the right to delete, mute, unpublish, and/or move streaming locations without notice. The opinions of the announcers are not influenced by sponsorship, league administration, or any other outside entities. Thank you.